The audacity of hope. President Joe Biden scoring a massive win as opening statements begin in Donald Trump's first criminal trial. All that and more now on Graph's Grievances. Hope springs eternal. Over the weekend, President Joe Biden adding to his historic list of legislative accomplishments with the House passage of a $95 billion foreign aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The massive bill finally passing after months of delay caused by MAGA House Republicans who threatened to oust Speaker Mike Johnson if he held votes on the legislation. But in an extraordinarily rare move of courage, Speaker Johnson deciding to defy the Trump isolationist wing of his party and bring the legislation to the floor. In 3 back-to-back votes, overwhelming bipartisan coalitions of lawmakers approving $60 billion for Ukraine, $26 billion for Israel and humanitarian aid for civilians in conflict zones, and $8 billion for the Indo-Pacific region. Johnson also holding a 4th vote on new sanctions on Iran and requiring the sale of TikTok by its Chinese owner or a ban on the app in the United States. That measure also passing with great bipartisan support. All of this matters for 2 major reasons. 1, even as China and India rise to challenge America's supremacy, the United States remains the world's indispensable nation. With billions of dollars in aid and military assistance from the American people, the democracy of Ukraine would not be able to keep up their heroic fight against authoritarian Russia's unprovoked invasion. And in Israel, without decades of support from the United States, the world's only Jewish state would certainly not exist. And while I strongly disagree with Israel's prosecution of the war in Gaza and would have a very hard time voting to provide additional military assistance to them as tens of thousands of innocent Palestinians die, this package, just passed by the House, includes some $9 billion in desperately needed humanitarian relief to Gaza and the region. Make no mistake, no other democratic nation in the world can provide this kind of vital support. And this is where we get to the major second reason it matters that this massive aid package passed. What we saw this weekend in the Republican-controlled House was unmistakably a triumph over Donald Trump and his MAGA movement. The former president has done everything possible to destroy American democracy and cozy up to dictators, including Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Trump is adamantly against providing more aid to Ukraine to help them keep up their fight against Russia and authoritarianism. Trump is on his best friend Putin's side. Trump is also against fortifying Taiwan and its vibrant democracy from a looming invasion by communist China. So when the Republican Speaker of the House defies Trump and holds overwhelmingly successful votes on legislation to continue aid to Ukraine and defend Taiwan's democracy, Trump suffers another embarrassing defeat. Of course, all of this comes as the 3rd-time Republican presidential nominee sits in a New York City courthouse as opening statements begin in his first of likely 4 criminal trials. And irrespective of Trump's spin, this is not good for his re-election campaign. A brand new poll from NBC News this weekend revealing that Biden now leads Trump by 2 points in a 5-way race, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and other third-party candidates. Important to remember, national polls mean very little because of our electoral college system. But this is nevertheless bad news for Trump and good news for Biden, who fears that Kennedy might draw votes from him. So, considering all of this, I implore all Americans to channel former President Barack Obama and have the audacity of hope. President Biden will keep defending American democracy and democracies around the world and delivering for you, the American people, but he needs your support to permanently defeat Donald Trump in November and relegate Trump to the ash heap of history. Thank you for watching Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me in the next one.